On March 23rd, 2023, Chad Caruso hopped on a skateboard in Venice Beach, California, and started riding. His goal was to skate all the way across the country. Along the way, Chad skated through the desert, over mountain ranges, and across the Great Plains. He pushed through rain, extreme heat, and strong headwinds. After 57 days, Chad arrived in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and set a Guinness World Record for the fastest crossing of America on a skateboard.
It was kind of hard not to cry, skating up to the finish line. 25 years of just all the falling and pain and everyone telling me to quit skateboarding, and I dropped out of high school and not having a job. It felt like all of that culminating.
Chad grew up on Long Island and has been skateboarding since he was 14 years old. He stuck with the sport through some major setbacks, including injury and addiction. It took blood, sweat, and tears for Chad to overcome these challenges and to get to the point where he could ride across the country. But it ended up being the most fulfilling adventure of his life. I'm Shelby Stanger, and this is Wild Ideas Worth Living, an REI Co-op Studios production presented by Capital One and the REI Co-op MasterCard. Chad Caruso, welcome to Wild Ideas Worth Living. I'm so excited to talk to a skateboarder.
Thanks for having me on.
A Guinness record-breaking skateboarder. So how did you get into skateboarding? And when you say, okay, so there's lots of different types of skateboarding. What skateboarding do you prefer? Like street skating, going to a park, skating as a way of transport?
Yeah, when I first started skating, it was only tricks, street skating, all that stuff. And I'd throw myself downstairs and be filming videos with my friends. So I did that for, 15, 20 years. Then I had an injury. I tore my ACL and PCL in my left knee. I was doing something very easy, just kind of warming up, fell awkwardly. And that kind of changed the whole trajectory of my life. I started drinking more and just going down more of a negative path.
So what happened? It sounds like this was a little bit of a destructive period of your life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it started because you get put on pain medication after a surgery normally, so that kind of hooked me into that world a little bit. And then, I just kept running it into the ground till I was 29. And then I got a DWI, got another one. I'm hurting the people around me and stuff, putting them in bad situations. That's when I knew I had to change.
Thank you for sharing that. So what made you kind of get sober? What was that like? Was it skateboarding? Is that when you had your wild idea?
Yeah, I had a wild idea then. So then the idea was I need to replace drinking with something exciting. So I was I'm going to bring back skating into my life and start a YouTube channel. And I just wanted to shift my life to doing positive things. So I'm going to put all the information I've ever learned skating online. And I just kept doing that for years just to stay sober and stay focused.
And is this how you fund your life as well? Is this your full-time job?
No. So when I first got sober, I made a choice to become a server, which I had never done either. But I just wanted the time to be able to skate during the day. So that was a whole nother struggle. No one wanted to hire me because I had no experience, a little rough around the edges still. So I started at 29 as a to-go person, just packing food in the boxes. Did that for a year and just slowly climbed my way up out of the hole.
So let's talk about that. I know we're supposed to talk about skateboarding, but I'm curious. How did you get sober? Tell me about this.
Well, I just tried to shift my perspective as everything was a learning experience. So instead of shying away from the pain and drowning it out with alcohol or drugs or whatever, I would face it and try to learn. So the uncomfortable feeling of talking in public at the restaurant, I tried to face that and embrace it, get better at speaking more clearly, cursing less. Just
Italian New Yorker?
Yeah, exactly. Who would have thunk it? No. So I had, and then also YouTube helped with that too, because I'm putting myself out there and then I'm watching it back and I'm seeing little kids copy me. I'm you got to quit smoking. You got to stop cursing. And it just made me become more conscious of everything I was doing.
Good for you, Chad.
Yeah.
Chad took a less conventional approach to sobriety. He made the choice not to go to AA or have a sponsor. Instead, he channeled his energy into rebuilding his life through skateboarding. During the day, he focused on skating and making videos, and in the evenings, he worked as a waiter. On his YouTube channel, Chad gave skate tutorials and captured daily life at the skate park. He received a lot of positive feedback from viewers and eventually came up with a wild idea to take his skateboarding adventures beyond his local skate park.
In 2019, I'm laying in bed, and my girlfriend at the time, I turned to her, I'm like, I think this is possible. I'm like, I think I can learn a new trick in every state in America, 50 days in a row, and I'll daily vlog the whole entire thing. Every single day, I'll upload it. People will be along with me. So that means I have to drive from 4 hours from Maine to New Hampshire, fly to Alaska day 49, Hawaii day 50. A couple months later, after a lot of planning, I went for it.
What did that look like? I love this.
So I was still, picture the guy that I described. I'm not far from that person. I still have no money. I saved a little bit to buy the car and then to take with me. This thing had already 230,000 miles on it. I'm just yeah, well, hopefully it'll work. We'll see. And I started the GoFundMe and I was like, I'm doing this no matter what. I don't care if I run out of money. I'm figuring it out. And I have this belief, if I put it out there and people see me just all in, they hopefully will support. And they did. Some people did, and I had enough to make it through the GoFundMe.
I love that. How much money did you raise?
I think it was 8,000 or something. It was just enough to kind of circle the states, pay for the gas and food and everything.
Did you sleep in your car?
A lot of nights, yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like it was just a really rewarding trip. I mean, how did it change you?
There was a lot of ups and downs, right? Because you come back from that, and then I had to go back to just working, at the restaurant. You know what I mean? Just normal everyday life serving. Not as exciting, Definitely an adjustment. It opened my mind to what was possible, but I didn't realize it in the moment.
On his trip through all 50 states, Chad kept things simple. He filmed each trick on his iPhone, edited the videos himself, and slept wherever he could, sometimes in a hotel, sometimes in his car. Once he finished his 50th trick in Hawaii, he finally took a few days to let the accomplishment soak in. The adventure proved to Chad that his skateboard could carry him further than he thought. So when did the wild idea to skate all the way across America and break a Guinness record come about?
Let's see, maybe 2021-ish. I think it was a year or two even before I left. And it was the same type of thing as the last one. I turned to my girlfriend and I'm like, she sees that look in my eyes where I just lock in and don't talk about anything else. She saw me get that look. And yeah, I think that was a year out.
So a year out, you turned to your girlfriend and you said, I want to skate across America and break a record.
Yeah, and she thought I was insane.
Was the wild idea to also at the same time break a Guinness record, or was it just to skate across America?
So it really became exciting for me when I looked it up and saw that it hadn't really been done, cleanly, Guinness book measured on a skateboard. Most people use a longboard, for long distance trips. I wanted to do it on a skateboard, represent, skateboarders, and that's what I did my whole life,
Let's describe really quickly the difference between a longboard and a skateboard, because some people might not know that.
Okay, longboard, much bigger wheels, closer to the ground, so you're not bending your leg as much, so it's just much easier on your body to push, and you cover way more ground.
But you wanted to do it on a traditional skateboard, which is short, has two what do you call those?
Yeah, a nose and a tail. Yeah.
It's a nose and a tail. So you can do tricks on both sides. Exactly. Oh, I did work for Vans back in the day. You'd think I never touched a skateboard in my life.
Yeah. I wanted to do it on the thing I used my whole life, It's harder, obviously, but I don't know. You wouldn't tell, a tennis player to use a volleyball.
Okay, so it took how long for Guinness to say, okay, you can go do this, and this is how you have to do it?
Maybe it took a year or so in total.
But you'd already planned your route.
In that time, I was doing all the planning. So I'm just watching any videos I can find online of people that have biked it. I'm like, well, they can ride over dirt and I can't on a skateboard. So I got to find my own routes. So I go on Google Maps or Google Earth every day and literally street view across all of America. I didn't know if a skateboarder could go up a mountain, so I'm looking at the grade, like a 14% grade. And, there's some pretty big climbs going through Palm Springs and going through the desert and all these things. I'm just like, can I skateboard through this? 120 miles of wilderness? And there's no frame of reference. So I just kind of had to, and New York, Long Island's pretty flat. So I had nowhere to really simulate. Yeah. So I would just research all that stuff as best as I could. And all day and night, I'd be laying in bed just watching videos or Googling.
Want to earn rewards on sale items this holiday season? The only way to do it is with the REI Co-op MasterCard. In fact, card members earn 5% in card rewards on all REI purchases. That's right, all REI purchases, including trending gifts and holiday deals. And here's the best part. You can redeem card rewards as you earn them. That means your rewards are available to use for your holiday gifting, including gifts you purchase for yourself. Personally, I'm hoping to snag a fleece from REI's new Campwell collection. Don't have the REI Co-op MasterCard? Find out if you're pre-approved with no risk to your credit score. Just go to rei.com/MasterCard-podcast. That's rei.com/MasterCard-podcast. Terms apply. Hey everyone, I want to tell you about a podcast I think you're going to love. It's called Finding Mastery. Each week, you'll dive into the minds of the world's greatest athletes, leaders, thinkers, and doers with past Wild Ideas guest, Dr. Michael Gervais, a high-performance psychologist who's worked with Super Bowl-winning NFL teams, Fortune 50 CEOs, Olympic medalists, and extreme athletes exploring the edge of human potential. Tune in as Dr. Gervais sits down with high performers like David Goggins, Brene Brown, Jimmy Chin, Lindsey Vonn, and Alex Honnold to translate their mental skills into tools you can use to unlock your potential. If you're looking for a podcast to inspire you and provide actionable takeaways to become your very best self, I recommend you check out Finding Mastery, available wherever you listen to podcasts. Chad Caruso has been a skateboarder his entire life, but in 2021, he had a wild idea he just couldn't shake: to skateboard across the United States. His route started in Venice Beach, California, and carried him across the southern half of the country all the way to Virginia. After 2 years of dreaming and prepping, Chad finally pushed off on March 23rd, 2023. You started the hub of skateboarding, Venice Beach, California. Mm-hmm. The home of Dogtown and Z-Boys and so much skate history. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. What was that like?
It was weird. I mean, it was in my head, I'm just like, all right, I'm about to do this trip, just showing up here, moseying along down to the, I don't know how this is going to go. And then people started kind of gathering around more than I expected. There was someone there with a camera, like a news crew. But in my mind, it's just me crossing the country alone. So in my head, I have no support. It's just me, But yeah, people started gathering around. And at that point, you forget what you're doing because you're just kind of in the moment talking to everyone. But I remember leaving. People skated with me the first maybe mile to kick me off, And then once they left, it all sank in. All the fun and excitement and planning. It went from being an idea to like a vacuum. It sucked in and oh, wow, I'm actually doing this. 2 months on the road alone, And then you really feel the distance. When it's in your head, you don't really, you think about it, but you don't really get it.
I completely understand that. So the reality kicks in and you're like, I got to go far. So tell me the first night, how did you feel? Do you remember?
Yeah, 100%. I think I made it to, was it San Bernardino? Does that sound right? Yeah. The first night, I set out to daily vlog this whole thing, and I'm sore. You're working out all the kinks when you do something new, like right in the beginning. So it's rough around the edges. I'm getting sore. It's things you can't really account for, like traffic slowing you down and all different types of things. So I finish and I'm like, there's no way I could edit and upload a YouTube video today. Like, there's just no way. And then I even said it at the end of my video that I filmed. I was like, all right, we'll see, guys. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. We'll see. And I'm happy I did. I just finished one. And I was like, all right, let me just see how I feel tomorrow. So I stayed up all night long, got it out, and just started the next day. But yeah, I was destroyed.
So day two, you hadn't even slept and you have to go from San Bernardino somewhere else.
Yeah, I had to make it to pretty much right before Palm Springs, which was like one of the most intimidating parts of the whole trip that I sized up the whole time. I'm like, one, there was a road that was questionable if it was dirt or not. Two, there is a huge climb there. It's 14% grade. And then after that, you're skating through the desert, uphill all day long, and then there's 120 miles of wilderness. So I'm like, that's the point where I'm like, if I could do that, I probably could do this trip.
Chad didn't have a support vehicle following him. Aside from a few meetups with a film crew, it was just him alone on the road with his skateboard. The whole way he wore a backpack, which held 3 liters of water, food, sunscreen, and a single change of clothes. The most important piece of equipment was his watch, which allowed him to log every mile an hour he spent on his skateboard. This data had to be submitted to Guinness as proof of his record. Did you average 50 miles a day?
I did. At the end of it, I did 56 or so miles a day. I didn't take one break. The most I did was 80. I did that like 2 times in the trip.
You must be in great shape. So besides actually skateboarding a long distance, what did you do to train? I mean, you're on your feet all day if you're a server. So that's like actually kind of good training.
I did no other training. I just pushed. I would go down to this beach path, like a bike path down by the water, and push in the blazing sun with my backpack on, like simulating it. I'd do 60 miles and be like, okay, I could do 60 miles. And then I'd get home, shower, barely be able to walk, and then go to work and serve for like 6 hours.
What was in this backpack that you were carrying?
Not that much. It was 2 outfits, just like a shirt, Under Armour, pants, and the bare essentials, deodorant, toothbrush, skate tool, extra bearings, and that's kind of it.
Okay, so Under Armour, you mean like your chonies, like your?
No, just to guard myself from the sun. I thought
like
if
an
I have
Under
to
Armour
put
long sleeve.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
I don't even know what it's technically called. Yeah, but just something to guard my skin, because I just was like, I don't want to deal with putting on lotion every day. If it sweats off, I'm just gonna melt.
What about a hat?
Funny, I showed up about to skate across America, and someone's like, yo, the company Jackalope, who I ended up finishing at the festival in Virginia Beach, the owner was there, and he was like, yo, dude, you probably want a hat for this trip. I'm so thankful he gave me that hat.
I'm sure he's thankful for you, too, because you also gave him free marketing for your entire skate.
That's true. Yeah, no, but I mean, I needed that hat. I didn't realize it. I was just going to be frying out in the sun the whole day. And I don't even have any eyebrows. I don't know if you could tell. So I'm already at a disadvantage in the sun.
So you're 50 miles a day. What did you eat?
So I started out I'm an endurance athlete. I'm going across the whole country. I'm going to eat healthy. That went out the window real quick, because you're in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? And I'm burning so many calories. So it's like a Super 8 and a McDonald's. It's like, what are you going to eat? So some nights I'd have that. Sometimes I would crave a soda at the end of the day. Like a big iced, double gulp or something. I had never drank soda before that, but like, I think it was the depletion of electrolytes or sugar or whatever it was. It just made me crave it. But during the skate, I would try to not eat except for trail mix or like beef jerky, like light things that filled me up.
What about water? Did you ever worry about running out of water, or was there always water?
Oh, no. Plenty of times was close or did run out of water. The water thing is like, it's a give and take because that's the heaviest thing on your back. So I'd wake up every day and be like, all right, how much water do I want, or how much I want my back to hurt, basically. And so you're always trying to be like, all right, I'm only going to do 2 liters today. But then going through the desert, I'm from New York, the East Coast, and it's different. Like, it doesn't feel as hot at all, but you lose that water much quicker. It creeps up on you. So one moment in the desert, I ran out completely. I'm at this one little weird broken down gas station, and a public service worker stopped there, and he gave me 4 bottles of water.
Amazing.
So,
Did you take electrolytes with you, or?
No, I didn't even know what an electrolyte was at the time. I'm dead serious.
In the spirit of keeping things simple, Chad wore the same clothes every day. One outfit for the daytime and another that he'd change into while doing laundry at night. When it was raining, Chad used a garbage bag as a poncho, and on sunny days, he slathered on sunscreen. About halfway through the journey, he wore a hole through his shoes, but luckily, some viewers met up with him and gifted him a new pair. A few of Chad's followers even came out and skateboarded with him for sections of the trip, but most days, he skated solo, pushing mile after mile down rural roads. I'm trying to figure out where you were. So if you went Palm Springs through the San Bernardino Mountains, did you go through like Idaho? Did you go through kind of where the Pacific Crest Trail goes?
It's called the Sheephole Valley Wilderness. And it puts you into Arizona. I don't know much more than that. I know I called them beforehand asking like what animals I had to worry about. Like
rattlesnakes?
Yeah. They basically said snakes was like the main thing. They said coyotes a little bit, but if they're
coyotes not going to really chase a skateboarder.
I got chased.
Oh, you did? Let's talk about this.
They told me
terrifying.
They told me only in a pack is like the thing you have to worry about.
Who's they?
I can't remember who it was. Maybe some preservation or like whoever's in charge of that land. I was just Googling and like called them up. Okay,
so you called these people, the preservation, I don't know, whatever. You might maybe called like a national park. I'm not sure who you called, but this is hilarious. No idea. So they told you the only time to worry about coyotes is if they're in a pack.
Yep. Yeah, that and snakes. They were like, they sometimes crawl out onto the road. So those are the main 2 things you got to worry about. And then I got chased by the coyote, and I was like, oh, he's cute. He's, little coyote, whatever. He's not going to hurt me. He's like a dog.
Just one coyote?
Just one by himself.
Okay.
And then he started running faster and faster towards me. And I was like, this probably isn't a good idea. Like, I shouldn't get close to this thing. And he's like running fast. So I start pushing as fast as I can, and he's keeping up with me. And I actually, for a second, I was filming, but I like panicked. I didn't really film it as good as I could have because I genuinely panicked.
Well, yeah, you worried about your life, not the footage.
Yeah, and then a couple minutes later, I got pretty far ahead, and he slowed down and like lost interest. I still don't know if he was friendly or not, but didn't really want to find out.
Any other funny stories of stuff that happened along the way?
Yeah, I mean, this is fast forwarding a little bit, but in Tennessee, I think it was around the day 45-ish mark, I'm skating down a hill. I finally got up this huge hill. I'm like, all right, I'm going to put my headphones in. I'm going to relax, eat some trail mix, listen to some music. I take out my headphones. I'm about to put them on, and a moth flies straight into my ear. Gigantic moth. I didn't know what it was at the time, though, so I just start freaking out. I'm shaking my ear, put my camera on the floor filming. And I'm just like, my ear's getting so red because it's sunburnt. It's like burnt to a crisp. And 2, I'm just ripping it, shaking it, trying to get this thing out. No luck.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. And then on top of that, a viewer pulls up He's like, yo, I'm psyched to meet you. I want to skate with you, you know. And I'm like talking to him and telling him what happened. And he's just ignoring it. He's just like, yeah, nice to meet you, man. I'm like, all right, cool. So he gets out of his car and skates a mile with me. And I'm just talking to him, pretending like this thing's not still in my head. Fast forward another hour, another viewer comes. I tell him, and I clock out of my journey, like, you know, the Guinness record measurement. He gives me a ride to urgent care. And they flushed it out, and I got video of the whole thing.
Oh, that's amazing. So then you get a ride back to this where you left off.
Back in, hour later, I clock back in, and I finish my day, and I hit like 50, 60 miles.
Oh, gosh, amazing. What about the people? Did you have good interactions with humans?
Yeah, that was the best part of the whole trip. You know, if people were coming out. It all started, I think, on day 7. This older couple came out. They're like 70 years old. They've been sober for 50 years. They came to the side of the road and brought me a packed lunch, sandwich, fruit, all this stuff, soda, water. And they're just like, we love what you're doing, this and that. We'll buy you dinner at the end of the day. And that was in the video. And I think when people saw that, it motivated other people to want to come out and support.
That's really cool.
You know, so as the trip grew, that was in the vlogs, and it just kept growing and growing as like the trip went on. But yeah, I mean, there was all sorts of people would pull up to me in the cars. Most of them good. Occasionally, though, you would like not be sure. But people would just pull over on the shoulder out of curiosity and just be like, "What are you doing, man? Like, I'm just curious. Like, tell me about it." Yeah, and I had people just. It's funny because people lose their minds when you tell them, like, you're skating across America. Like, they can't compute it. You know, so either they have this crazy reaction, or I'd tell someone at a gas station, and it would be the other way. They would just not acknowledge it. They would just be like, oh, he just means, like, he's just skateboarding at skate parks across the country. You know what I mean? Like, it was almost too big of an idea to register, so they're just like, yeah, I just won't pay attention to that one.
Chad's biggest takeaway from the trip was that people are kind, and the energy that you put into the world is what will be reflected back to you. His positivity carried him thousands of miles, and it stayed with him as he skated toward his final destination. How did that feel when you finally got to Virginia Beach, which was less than 2 months after leaving Venice Beach?
Yeah, it's so hard to describe it. It was the culmination of this 25-year path, it felt like, you know, and I'm skating up to the finish line. Well, first, right before that, I'm still in dead silence. I've been in dead silence for like 2 months. So now I'm just going straight into this scene, you know. I'm skating up. Police are following with me. Police officers skating with me.
How did you know that they were going to come?
I didn't.
Did your friends call?
I had no idea. And my wife called me and she's like, should I come down for the finish? And I go, probably not. There's like 5 or 6 people probably going to show up. Like, don't. It's probably not worth it. Luckily, she came because there was like hundreds of people there. How
did they know about you? Like, who organized this?
Well, there was some news stations covering it in Virginia Beach.
That just randomly followed your blog?
Yeah. I mean, I think people just heard about it, that it was coming in. And Virginia Beach is actually a pretty big skateboarding town. Hundreds of people skating with me up to the finish line. It grew. It started like 5, 10.
But you didn't do PR? Like, you didn't have someone reach out to news stations?
No, I wasn't trying to get people to skate with me. I didn't. That's one thing about my whole channel. I never ask anyone to subscribe or like me. Like, if you do it, you do it. I'm doing things based on my merit and like what I want to do. And like, if it works, it works, you know? So I wasn't asking anyone to come out, and it got that way, and it increased as it went on. But yeah, rolling up to the finish line, 25 years of just all the falling and pain and not knowing, everyone telling me to quit skateboarding, and I dropped out of high school and not having a job and losing tons of girlfriends. It felt like all of that like culminating and all these people supporting me. And it was like kind of hard not to cry, like skating up to the finish line.
That's beautiful. I think people love your story because you're so authentic. Like, you're not trying to like make money or like get famous. You're just doing what makes you happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's what life's about, right? It's trying to do the things you love to do and enjoy them, share them.
So at the end, there's all these people, and it's just, I'm sure, like such a whirlwind for you.
It's crazy. I skate through a sign. They're holding up a huge banner that says like, congratulations, like welcome to Virginia Beach. I don't think I even broke it, but it like fell when I went through it. I'm skating through everyone. I walk onto the beach and they're like all following me. I'm just kind of walking to the water because I'm not much of a runner. I'm not like, yeah, I did this. I'm just like, yeah, well, that like, cool. But then they're all behind me. I'm like, I should probably run. This is taking way too long. So I just throw my backpack off, drop my board, and I just sprint into the ocean and front flip in.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, it was surreal. It was, honestly, I can't even, I'm trying to describe it, but it's tough to really put it to words.
Chad made a documentary about a skateboard journey across the country. You can find it on his YouTube at Chad Caruso. We'll also link to it in our show notes. Keep up with Chad's latest adventures on Instagram at Chad_Caruso or at chadcaruso.com. That's ChadCaruso. Chad's ride also raised funds for Natural High, a nonprofit that supports drug prevention programs for youth. You can check them out at naturalhigh.org. Wild Ideas Worth Living is part of the REI Podcast Network. It's hosted by me, Shelby Stanger, produced by Annie Fassler, Sylvia Thomas, and Sam Pierce-Nitzberg of Puddle Creative. Our senior producer is Jenny Barber. Our executive producers are Paolo Motola and Joe Crosby. As always, we love it when you follow the show, take time to rate it, and write a review wherever you listen. And remember, some of the best adventures happen when you follow your wildest ideas.